We are going to the moon. Why are we going to the moon? Well, mostly it's because that's where all this stuff is supposed to be taking place. And all this stuff is going on, and Golbez is trying to go to the moon, so we're also going to go to the moon to stop Golbez from doing whatever Golbez is doing. Do we actually know what Golbez is doing? That being said, we get to check out the Lunar Whale, which is, again, a spaceship in this Final Fantasy game. We have our sleeper pods. We have our fat chocobo, who's just kind of hanging out with us. We have our crystal to go to the moon. We have our switch. Captain Switch. I don't know how we're piloting this thing at all, but it turns out, looks like we can't go to the underworld with this. If we ever need to go back underground for anything, we have to switch back. That's wonderful. Now we're going to the moon. And it just goes up. Oh. So that's the place we need to get to, I believe. So here. We'll land here. And we'll exit. Moon monsters! Now we can stop the Power Rangers! I don't know, I just assume monsters on the moon all belong to Rita Repulsa. Oh yeah, Edge is almost dead now. We are, I think, a wee bit underleveled for this area. On the plus side, we did get all the optional summons, so that should help out somewhat here. And that should take care of these guys, whatever they are. Weird space jellyfish. Giant bacterium. And it gave me a golden apple, which do golden apples do? There's silver apples, which increase maximum HP by... What? Have I just been sleeping on this? Golden apple. Increase maximum HP by... Increase maximum MP by... The heck? How did I not know about these? These are great. I love these. I just thought they did things like buffs. Like everything else in here. Cecil, we have worm sign the likes of which the Lunarians have never seen. So they drink our blood, but don't heal from it. I'll take it. We found something Leviathan won't kill. The fat worms. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. Just happened. Eukaryote and prokaryote. That means they're bacteria, right? It's been a long time since biology, and I barely passed that. Breathing room. Crystal Talus. With the crystal music and the healing fountains. In the middle of the blistered flesh. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks kind of gross. That or it looks like a pomegranate. Don't know which of those is worse. I mean, if you're the burn victim, probably the burn victim, but for me... Welcome! Is that chair just floating in the middle of the hole? And you are... I am Fu So Ya. My duty is to protect the slumber of the Lunarians. The Lunarians? Many years ago, a small planet between Jupiter and Mars was on the verge of destruction. Was the moon in the 7th house? Did it let the sunshine in? Just asking. The inhabitants escaped on a ship to the blue planet. The what? I'm referring to your Earth. Oh yeah, that confirms it. So okay, so there's Mars and Jupiter and Earth, which means that this game takes place in our universe. Bet you didn't know you were getting a history class, huh? However, they were in the midst of evolving, so they created a moon where they could sleep a long slumber. In the midst of evolving? What? Were they Pokemon? So, that's where Lunarians come from. However, there was one who refused to sleep. Instead, he wished to raise everything on the blue planet and create a new home there. His name was General Zod. How awful. I was able to seal him away with my powers and force him into a deep sleep. So, are your powers all sleep-based? But in spite of this, he was able to channel his evil into a corrupt inhabitants of your planet. Now he uses them to gather the crystals. Then he must be the one behind Golbez's actions. No, surprisingly, Golbez is kind of just a dick. Who is this lowlife? His name is Zemus. I thought Zod was a ridiculous guess. He is gathering the crystals, our energy source, to activate the dimensional elevator in the Giant of Babel. What? Then he intends on destroying everything on your planet. Okay, that I follow, and that is bad. However, many of us feel that we can come to an understanding with the people of Earth. Oh, that's good. Yes, you are all backwater simpletons, but we think there's possibility for compromise. Thanks. Those Lunarians are merely sleeping, waiting for your people to reach the right level of evolution. Okay, I get that you're from a completely different culture here, Fusoya. It's a completely different species, really. But we do appear to be speaking the same language, right? So maybe you can explain how you think evolution works. Because that's how it works. I think you're thinking of development? You're waiting for us to reach the right level of development? Not evolution. You're not waiting for us to have gills or something. You're waiting for us to get space travel technology. Unless this is like some weird Prometheus thing in which I want out. What about the Lunar Whale? That was built years ago by my younger brother, Clue-Ya, as transportation to the Blue Planet. He always had dreams of visiting the unknown lands. The Devil's Road and airship technology were born from his desire to explore. Well, there goes the Prime Directive. On the Blue Planet, Clue-Ya fell in love and had 2 children. You are one of his children. Me? Oh. Well, I that's assuming. He didn't say you, Cecil. Maybe it's Rydia. We never knew who her father was. And the voice I heard on Mount Ordeals was... The voice came from the soul of Clue-Ya, your father. I see it now. You resemble him when he was your age. That was the voice of my father. You have received power from Clue-Ya to stop Zemus and his evil plan. You must do this for your own planet and for all Lunarians. You must hurry to the Tower of Babel in Ablin. But we just got here. The Tower of Babel? How will we ever get around its barrier? I should be able to enter. We cannot let the Giant of Babel reach the Blue Planet. I will join you on your journey. Thought you were the caretaker of all the Lunarians and you had to watch over their slumber and all this other stuff, Mr. Lone Watcher on the Moon. Question. Where are the bunnies? Gotta tell me there's bunnies somewhere around here. Alright, let's see what he's got. I believe this man has every spell. He's like if Palom and Porum got poured into one person and got turned really old and also became good. What's back here? Oh, time for lore. How do I know that? Well, because there's a bunch of things in a circle. Whenever there's a bunch of things in a circle, that means it's time for lore. We are the crystals of the moon. We carry a harpoon. Fascinating. Very interesting. Why can you talk? We, the 8 crystals of the moon, keep Zemus sealed away. So our crystals can power a dimensional elevator that can cross time and... or space, maybe not time. You guys keep a door shut. Zemus has raised his own barrier from within. I thought Zemus was in a deep slumber. Like Fusoya put him in a deep slumber and sealed him away. You crystals are the power that seal. Now you're telling me he's doing his own thing down in the core. We surround the entrance to the central core where Zemus lies. Okay, so this is where the final boss is going to be. The 8 crystals on your planet maintain the equilibrium that keeps the moon in orbit. What? The crystals. Those things we've been running around, gathering, moving around, taking them out of their little crystal chambers, shoving them in other places, carrying them places, doing all sorts of unknown things that could have damaged or harmed them is what's keeping the moon in orbit? I think we're the bad guys. We might be the villains of this story, as in all of us. People, humanity. Wait, does this mean... Let me check. He knows Meteor. Cast it. I want to see the meteor. Show me the meteor. Cast the spell, old man. There we go. Boom. I approve of this. This was good. Well, I used up like all of his magic too. I want to get back to my spaceship. It's like an infinite in refresh station. You feel fully refreshed, but you're still hungry. I don't know what this is. Hummingway home! It's the bunnies! Lopperets! We are the Hummingways. I can tell. You all hum. A cute little ditty. Long ago, one of our people built a ship and traveled to the blue planet. He was adept at naming things. Well, there's your naming way lore. Naming way is very good at naming things. And apparently building spaceships. I'm fine with that. It's adorable, but it's kind of great. It's like this little pointless but adorable side trek.